It is time for 12 vacuums, 12 months, February 2021. Time to change from the Miele Complete C3 Silence Eco Line to the next floor care appliance. And, well, it's just been a lovely month really. But before we get on with this, perfect timing because I can get this out proper early. 1st of February, this came today. Oh yes, hopefully we get rid of this horrible rug in just a few seconds. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner chums, how are you today? Yes, we'll get on with the business of floor care appliances in just a second, but it is time to roll up this horrible rug. This rug which I've had for several years from brand new, but as has been noticed in my videos and I cannot fail to know myself, it is absolutely flipping horrible. Let's put it over there. Not even the fact that it's dirty, I can, oh blimey, look at the state of this floor. It's not even the fact that it's dirty, it's just the fact that the pile is ruined. If I washed it, and I could, there is a very kind vacuum collector, very local to me. We've seen machines from him before. He has a very modern vac thing, isn't it? Borrow it if you want. And I thought, yeah, I could even do a video, but it's still not going to fix the pile. It's still not going to fix the fact that all the floor heads scrape across it. And yeah, it needs to go. So, oh, in fact, this is a bit of a perfect chance as well, because as you notice, we have the older floor head on this machine. And it's okay, even with its 500 watts of power. There is superb airflow coming out of it. It's really quite nice. Love this floor head. I've not used it properly before, and doing this now is just really well. It's also a lot quieter. Listen. Not too bad, is it? If we put, look, it's here, look, because I've got it out for the video. If we put this one back on, actually, well, that's not quite as bad as I thought it was. It's no noisy, but it's not as nice. It doesn't pivot as well. And of course, because all the suction channels are held in, it doesn't really pick up either. Look, all the fluff's sticking to the brushes. Whereas on this, which has seen just the same amount of use, this was refurbished as well, there's just a lot less. Anyway, we'll put that to one side. Yes, come on, Phoenix. You best stay back there so you don't freak out while I unwrap this. He doesn't like flickery things. Yes, so what sort of rug to buy? Well, I've got incredibly boring and safe, I'm afraid. Incredibly boring and safe, and I've bought a black, rubber-backed, big area rug. Because, quite honestly, I've had beige carpet. It failed. I have children, I have a little bird who will poo where he poos, and if I don't clean it up, it dries out. And of course, if we take vacuums apart, that's mainly the reason that this got so dirty. It just had things dropped on it by accident, and it just got worse and worse until, oh look, there's a big mark. At least this should hide it a bit more and be easier to shampoo. I don't know, it could be utter rubbish. So we'll end up with the old IKEA rug back. I don't know yet. Just come on out. Yeah. Oh, where's the end of this? Man opens rug, episode 1. Hey. Right, there isn't really a pile. There sort of is actually, if we drag it back. So if we put this I don't know what it's going to be like. It is quite soft. It does obviously have no pile. It's just nicer than walking on the laminate all the time, really. It can be rolled up when the kids want to play with stuff. It's non-slip. If I walk across it with my shoes on, I'm not going to have to worry about washing it. Yeah. Wow. Let's at the outgoing, vacuum the incoming. Put it on max. Quite nice. Oh, we can do the will it pick up the mat test there. No, it won't. Oh. Fantastic. That's alright, that. And I think what we should do is a maiden dirt test, because obviously we didn't do this at the beginning because I hadn't used it, but now that I've used both for 2 weeks-ish at a time, as much as the old floor tool is nicer, I'm not too sure how it's going to do against the new, so we may as well christen the carpet with the good old sawdust. I'm going to put the Miele into its air setting, the eco setting, the sort of quiet middle ground setting. With the old floor, with the new floor tool first. This is also my first gauge at how well this is going to work. It's going to show up all of the drag stuff very nicely. It's obviously, it's going to be very unkind to vacuums that snowplow, but it's not very deep, so we're not going to be able to see. We'll have to make use of the deep pile carpet to do the big drag out test to see, because it's all this fine sawdust that's good for that, because it gets kicked around the pile. Right, let's try the older floor head, which I don't know if it's going to do as good as I think it would have done, or should do. No, it hasn't. Because as much as I thought at the beginning of this that this floor tool would be so much nicer than this, that these are built just to get the air onto the floor, to pass the EU regulations testing. Who cares about what the actual customer experience is like? And although on hard floor it's true, this is a lot nicer. It's just a swoopier, lovelier head. I have to say on carpet, look, you can see the difference. This is a much more defined line down the middle, but the old side suction channels are letting it down a bit. This one, I think it's mainly because these bits here scrape at the carpet, which acts as a bit of agitation. It does do better. Oh, dearie me. Oh dear, let's... May as well fill the bag up. How should no, why are we wasting time with that? We can let the incoming clean it up. Have a quick whip around how the Miele itself has coped. And the answer is really with no problems at all, as you would expect from a machine that you can still buy brand new. You can still buy this machine brand new, especially this shape. Definitely this shape. So it's just been like I went out and spent £300. But in actual fact, I spent pretty much nothing, which is how I like it. The biggest annoyance to me, and I'm a bit surprised at this, is the comfort. It's such a good idea in theory, but I have quite a small house, and there are times when the cable ends up in a pile, or you got anything like that nearby. And obviously you push the button and you're there helping it in. Oh, there we go, look. If it catches on something, you've got to go and fish it out. It's not quite as good as I thought it'd be. It's also quite annoying when you're cleaning and you nudge it, and it'll just go reel all the slack cable in, and then you've got to pull a load of it back out to lock it. Also, my son worked out that he could push the button whilst Daddy was cleaning, and it would reel the cable in, and Daddy would get very angry and chase him around the house. So yeah, definitely quite glad this is going now. But bar that, ooh, it's missing its dusting brush, look. I'm sure I know where that, there it is, look, hey! It's up on the desk, isn't it, Phoenix? Yes, he's up there wondering what the heck is going on. We'll put that back in. Nice dusting, brush the bag. It's going to be very full now, actually. Ooh. Was quite chunky to begin with, and there we go. That is a bricked up bag. And inside here, there is barely a whisper of dust. In fact, oh, hang on. My lights are out for me spotlight. We moved it around. There we go. Look, we'll do this now, and you can see that inside there is spotless with a month of cleaning and this stupid sawdust mess test that we have just done. Let's close the lid, which you can do because I'll fit a new bag before probably selling this, because it is, whilst very, very good, very, very boring. And I have no room for boring vacuums. We have more than enough vintage Miele chod to be getting on with. So I think I'll tick this off. Very good. Recommend it to anybody, but it is going to be cleaned up and sold, and who knows, later in the year I do want to get a vintage Miele out to use, just because I haven't yet. So, out with the old. What are we going to put here in the middle of this pile of mess to clean it up? Well, I've gone and got myself a Hoover Aquamaster, the very same Hoover Aquamaster that, by no small coincidence, you saw both the before and after videos last month, because I stupidly forgot to set them up last year, as they should have been. Also seems to actually be the worst cleaner at all for this rug, because it's just flicking the bits up. Oh dear, let's have a better go at it and try and get this cleaned up. I mean, it's doing it, but I think the main problem in this particular specific example might be the floor head. I have here a Hoover Contour. Ooh. God, there's my Indian. Right, we best crack on and wrap this up with a slightly perhaps better floor head. Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Much better with this floor head. Well, it's not up to its base plate and sawdust. This floor tool will be okay, and it is nice for the hard floor. It is the basic, came with absolutely everything back in the day. Just this one's got a pit fit end on it. Hoover floor tool, which I'm going to try and persevere with. I do have a contour tool, but I don't know. I reckon this will be alright. It's for the hose I like having a cylinder. I mean, of course, the Dyson will kick its absolute bum on these. Actually, will it? Would a Dyson like the carpet? Crumbs. I mean, it isn't like it's going to jam up like it did on the deep pile carpet, but let's just check. We'll rub this in as well as much as we can. Look, there's even some fluff from an upcoming shark video. We'll leave it auto everything. But they should really like it. Oh, yeah, that's fine-ish. It takes a couple of passes to get it. Ha! Oh, it's screwed with the auto. Depending on which way I go with the pile, if it puts enough drag on the brush, I'll put the auto on. Look this way, it comes on. If we turn this way, it goes off. I bet it's unbearable in plus and boost. Let's turn it down in boost as well. Perfectly satisfactory. The way that scrubs up this, the time I've walked a muddy footprint over it and let it dry, I'll be able to clean it up and it'll be fine. Excellent. So there we go. Yes, I shall be tag teaming I've just got a bit of seed off the desk, my V11, which is fine for the quick pickups with lay floor head, but I'm sorry, nothing yet can beat the end of a hose in your hand. I use this with a little hose mostly, actually. It's in the hallway, but no, you can't beat a nice little hose. Look, I've got the tools down and everything. Oh, it's going to be a nice month of just putting furniture aside, cleaning it up. It's better for getting the bird seed, because if it's a bit damp, it's not going to matter in here, because of course this is a bagged vacuum. I don't know if in fact this is a flipping good chance to check if my Everflow bodge is still on. And it is, thank goodness. I think I showed you that in the after video. If I didn't, I'm not going to show you now. We shall see if it lasts the month. I should probably give my car a clean as well. I have abandoned it like heck ever since lockdown #1. So who knows, maybe we could give it a vacuum out, although it's too cold at the minute. Also, not going to use it wet, because we've done enough videos on one of these. We used one of these to do the rug, the orange carpet that I have. That's enough, you know, this will be the same. I do not wish to use this wet. I have no intention to at all. But I want to see what it's like dry, because obviously I dailied a Vax 121 a couple of years ago, and I had one, and we had one as a daily as a kid. And I've always preferred an Aquamaster for shampooing. Aquamaster for shampooing is a lot nicer than a Vax 121. It's the same. Don't go thinking one works better than the other. They don't. They're pretty much universally terrible. But an Aquamaster feels nicer to use. I'm going to be interested to see if it's the same on dryer mode, especially as this floor tool is exactly the same as the one that came with the Vax 121 itself. Who knows? So there we go. I am Aquamastering for the month, and we have a new rug, which you will start to see. Ooh, probably March now, I'm afraid. Probably next year on 12 vacuums in 12 months, March. Because I filmed a lot of other stuff. There is some shark bits and bobs coming up. Starting tomorrow, actually. So stay tuned. Mr. James came to visit and emptied his magical sack all into my front room. Really must get that restraining order sorted. So, until then, me and my new rug, which will hopefully feature for many videos to come, we'll see you soon. Bye bye.